fiends coming in between me and my dreams. See what I mean, black? It's the paper.
Microphone thugs, flip keys and shit. Remember the 80s when niggas was acting crazy? The mean streets raised me. I used to live dangerously. I miss crack selling armed and dangerous felons. Plus,
guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. I'm sample shopping again for you guys. We have 4 fragrances sent to me by the wonderful Decant Shop website, decantshop.com. Coupon code is going to get you 12% off your entire order any time of year. And every fragrance we talk about today is available at Decant Shop's website. So if there's something here you hear about, you like, go to Decant Shop. Use that coupon code, you're going to get 12% off your entire order, and you're going to get that order shipped to you ridiculously fast. You're going to get every ml you pay for. So let's get into it. 4 fragrances today I talk about. The first one is from the house of Joe Malone, and it is called Wood, Sage, and Sea Salt. Now, I don't own anything from Joe Malone. There are several that I'm interested in. You know, the most recent probably being that Tonka fragrance they put out. They put out like a vanilla and Tonka fragrance that I'm interested in. There are just a couple of fragrances that I like. You know, my mother loves the Joe Malone house. I feel like they sort of have this stigma, whether fairly or unfairly, of making lighter fragrances that don't last. I think there's definitely a lot of those, but I feel like there's definitely, if you look, there are fragrances that do last, and that will appeal to anyone. It's a pretty vast house. This one was done by Christine Negal. She is now, I'm sure you guys know, the in-house perfume at Hermes. It was a 2014 release that features notes of ambrette seed, one of my favorite materials, sea salt, sage, seaweed, and grapefruit. Pricing is between $65 for the 30 ml and $135 for the 100 ml. FragranceNet does have it available at $100 for 100 ml, so if you're interested in this one, you can grab it for a lesser price. Yeah, and I like this. I think this is a really nice, soft, salty scent. I think if you're looking in this vein, like Selmarin by Healy might do you a little bit better. And I also like Shelter Island by Bond Number 9. But this is just sort of nice, salty, fruity fragrance. You get like grapefruit, you get a little bit of salt. I don't get any sage in this one. I have Seaweed Absolute. I don't get any of that as well. What I get out of this one is like a sort of a salty grapefruit fragrance that I think is a very good quality. It's a little bit fruity, but it's a really nice scent. And I think if you're looking for like a summer fragrance, I would definitely check this out, because I think this is really, really good for summer, and it's different than a lot of like the offerings that are out there. Do I have my like salty ocean fragrances that I like better? Yeah, I got a couple, but I think this is really, really good for people who are looking for something simple. So this is a nice fragrance. The next one is from the house of Santa Maria Novella. This one is called Ginestra, or broom, which is a type of flower. Now, I really like Santa Maria Novella. If you go back to my channel 5-6 years ago, one of the first 5 or 6 videos I ever did was on a soap that I had bought from Santa Maria Novella. I've always just been a fan of that store. It's right across the street from Supreme, which I'm sure you guys have heard about, but that's a clothing store that now it's blown up. You know, I frequented, you know, back in the day. You know, I'm not into it that much anymore. You know, you see the Supreme nunchucks there. You know, sometimes I get some Supreme stuff, but so I always used to just go to, when I would go to Supreme, I would always go to Santa Maria Novella, even really before it was hardcore into fragrances, to get like soap, toiletries basically. It's an Italian house where you know, like monks made these toiletry products hundreds and hundreds of years ago in I think it's Florence. So I own one fragrance from the house, which is Nostalgia, which is meant to smell like an Italian race car. It's beautiful. I've smelled many others. They make great bath products, great toilet products, and fragrances as well. This one has notes of broom, narcissus, cornflower, orange blossom, orchid, violet, birch, oak moss, and resins. You can get this through Santa Maria Novella. It's $125 for 100 ml. Their fragrances are very fairly priced for the quality. Yeah, and this is a floral scent, but broom or Ginestra it sort of is like a sweeter, spicier flower. So this is very apropos for a man. It sort of is like a yellow flower, if that makes sense to you. It's like a spicier flower, sweeter flower. It's not very girly. It's like a very sweet, spicy flower, and there's very clearly like birch in here and oak moss. A little bit smoky, a little bit green. Doesn't really grab my attention. I would bypass this, but if you're a huge fan of Santa Maria Novella or the note of broom, then this is something you might want to look at. Did not do it for me, if I'm just being honest with you guys. The next one is from the house of Ralph Lauren. It's called Purple Label. I'm a big fan of the Ralph Lauren clothing company, which I've talked about ad nauseum on this channel. I have, probably 100 items of polo clothing, from socks to jeans to 50 polo shirt, like actually collared polo shirts, 50 button downs, Purple Label blazers, Purple Label button down. Like, I just have a lot of Ralph in my collection. I'm not a low life, but I have a lot. Jackets, everything. As far as cologne goes, yeah, I love the Original Green. That's what really, one of the fragrances that got me into perfume. My father wore Polo Green. Polo Sport was my shit. It got me so many girls in high school. Supreme Leather now, Oud. I like Safari. I'm a Ralph Lauren fan. Now this one, Purple Label, Firmenich did in 2003. Firmenich, the aroma chemical house. And the notes on it are mandarin, green coriander, and blackberry at the top, sage and thyme in the middle, musk, oak moss, and mahogany in the base. It's $105 for 125 ml, and I thought this was discontinued, but Barney's evidently is still selling this, and it's this simple. It's this simple. If you like Bleecker Street by Number 9, smell this. Decide which one you like better, because they are kissing cousins. They're brothers and sisters. This and Bleecker Street are like one-to-one, honestly. There's a little bit of nuance. I can't tell you which one smells better. I think they're both great. I'd wear either and be happy. This is that fragrance. This is Bleecker Street, and Bleecker Street is this. It's just a really fruity, woody fragrance, and this supposedly has blackberry. Bleecker Street supposedly has blueberry. I think it smells more like blueberry than blackberry. I think I get more blackberry from like Jubilation 25, but it's just a really fruity, fresh, woody fragrance that just kills it in the spring and summertime. And you should smell this and Bleecker, and if you're looking for a spring or summertime fresh fragrance, make a choice and have one of them in your collection, because they're just amazing. Last up this week is one from the house of Alfred Dunhill. This one is called Icon Racing. You guys know I love the original Icon. I think it's a gorgeous citrus fragrance with like a little bit of synthetic oud, and I love Icon Absolute. To me, that's a niche fragrance masquerading. I love the presentation. The perfumer here, I love the presentation on all of them. And I really originally thought I'd get every one of them, but I think I heard at least there's been a little bit of like, let's say, slippage in quality from the first two down the line. This one was released in 2017 from Laurent Lagarnier, who did Paris LA, which you guys know I love Paris LA. The notes on this one are bergamot, grapefruit, cardamom, orange blossom, pepper, lavender, gaiac wood, vetiver, and musk. Now it's $130 retail, but I looked online and this is $60, $70 discounted. It is in a green bottle, which you've seen in the intro, and man, am I disappointed in this one, guys. This smells like Invictus. I don't know if it's Invictus or Invictus Aqua, but it smells like one of them. It smells like every other fruity designer fragrance that's out there. You know, I was in Sephora this weekend and I smelled Aqua di Gio. What is it called? You know, the new one. I think it's Absoluto or something like that. It's this, and this is that, and there's just so many fragrances. Like it makes me actually mad. Like I'm actually mad that so many fragrances smell like this in 2018. This just has, they're all the same. This is one of them. So I skip this unless you want this. Unless you're looking for another Invictus. This is bad. This is bad, bad, bad. Doesn't smell bad, but it smells like everything else. So guys, if I'm ranking these, yeah, this is pretty simple for me. Obviously this one, Purple Label 1, I love the way this smells. I'm gonna go Wood Sage and Sea Salt 3. I'm gonna go Ginestra 3, and this one 4. Would I purchase any of these? No. If I didn't have Bleecker Street, I would definitely consider Ralph Lauren. This one, Wood Sage and Sea Salt, you should sample. This one you should probably skip. The Ginestra, this one sample. Decide if you want this or Bleecker Street. Have one in your collection, and this one absolutely skip. Just get Invictus Aqua if you're really that invested in owning a fragrance like this. That is it, guys. I will see you next another week, 2 weeks with another video from Decant Shop, but of course there'll be another video next week. Decant Shop sponsors these. I cannot thank them enough. Please go support decantshop.com. Use that coupon code MAX12. Show them that you enjoy watching these videos. Purchase whatever you hear me talked about that you think you'll enjoy. And I'll see you again real soon, obviously.
Get past their 19th year. I do it for me and not the paper. Strictly 100%.
Cause ain't no beans coming in between me and my dreams. See what I mean, black? I guess the paper.
Sinister plots every week. Who got